Imagine being unable to leave the house alone and having to worry about constantly covering yourself up simply because of the gender that you were born with. This is how life is for women in Taliban-occupied Afghanistan. Last year, the Taliban recovered control of Kabul after a decades-long fight against the US-backed government. Their return to the region marked a large change in the lives of everyone in Afghanistan, as they impose a very strict form of Sharia law and do not hesitate to punish anyone who goes against it.
In August of 2021, the United States made a controversial decision to complete its withdrawal of all troops from Afghanistan, putting an end to its 20-year-long military presence. This withdrawal from Afghanistan was considered by many to be poorly handled, as the United States left behind approximately $7 billion of military equipment, including aircraft, weapons, and vehicles. Unfortunately, some of this equipment was taken by the Taliban and repurposed to be used maliciously. As a consequence of the United States' withdrawal from the country, the Taliban swiftly entered Afghanistan's capital city of Kabul and took control of the country. They immediately imposed strict laws, and because of this, human rights violations, especially those against women, began to mount steadily. Although the Taliban initially promised that women would be able to exercise their rights under Sharia law, like going to school and being given the right to work, these promises were not upheld. Instead, the Taliban have systematically excluded women and girls from public life. The Taliban occupation of Afghanistan has had a major effect on everyone living there, but it has had the largest effect on Afghani women. The Taliban have prohibited most girls from attending secondary school and prohibited most women from working outside the house. Amnesty International has reported a drastic increase in the number of women detained for leaving the house alone and for similar types of gender discrimination. Rates of child marriage have also increased.
The current situation in Afghanistan is clearly an injustice against all of the people living there. People in Afghanistan lack many basic human rights, most notably the rights to security of person and freedom from arbitrary arrest. Women also lack any sort of freedom of opportunity, as they have a very specific set of traditional gender norms that they must follow. There's also a disturbing trend in the criminal justice system in Afghanistan, as they have implemented corporal punishment for a variety of crimes as opposed to more humane methods of punishment. Several days ago, the Taliban conducted its first public lashing since the 90s in a sports stadium where residents were invited to watch as 20 people were whipped for various crimes like adultery and robbery.
Created using Powtoon.